When you pour milk, you probably feel you're giving your bones the royal treatment. After all, it's the poster child of calcium. Yet every week in the clinic I meet older adults who dutifully down their glass and still struggle with brittle nails, creaky knees, or that middle-of-the-night calf cramp that makes you bolt upright in bed. The unspoken truth is that calcium isn't locked inside a single beverage. It hides in plain sight, tucked into everyday foods that most of us overlook. Today we're opening that pantry door and pulling out 5 heavy hitters that deliver more calcium than a cup of milk, bite for bite, while bringing along a parade of other nutrients your muscles, nerves, and aging immune system quietly beg for. Quick reality check before we dive in. I'm a physician, but I'm not your personal physician. This video is purely educational. If you're on medication for blood thinners, thyroid issues, or kidney disease, or if you've been told to watch your mineral intake, talk to your healthcare team before you swap anything major on your plate. That said, knowledge fuels healthy decisions. And by the end of our time together, you'll know exactly which groceries can shoulder the calcium load without relying on lactose. Let's get rolling with the first unsung champion, one that swims beneath the radar while stocking itself with bone-building minerals from head to tail. I'm talking about sardines, canned with their delicate little skeletons intact. 3 ounces of these humble fish ship nearly 420 milligrams of calcium to your digestive tract, roughly 40% more than the same volume of milk. For seniors, the advantages stretch far beyond numbers. Sardines come naturally packaged with vitamin D and omega-3 fats, both of which improve the body's ability to pull calcium into bone tissue and reduce the silent inflammation that accelerates joint wear and tear. The salt content can be high, so rinse them briefly under cool water and choose versions packed in water or olive oil rather than brine. If the thought of tiny backbones makes you squeamish, mash the fish with a splash of lemon, spread it on whole grain toast, and you'll never notice the crunch. Your teeth, ironically, will appreciate the boost. Keeping the momentum, picture a food that shapeshifts from savory stir-fry cubes to silky dessert pudding, all while slipping more calcium into each serving than a carton of milk. That food is tofu, specifically the type set with calcium sulfate. Half a cup of firm tofu delivers about 500 milligrams of calcium, a figure that dwarfs milk's by nearly double. The magic lies in the coagulating salt added during production. It locks calcium into the soybean matrix so tightly that your intestines can grab hold and pass it into your bloodstream without much interference. For older adults worried about muscle loss, tofu also offers a clean source of plant protein and phytoestrogens that may ease hot flashes and protect heart vessels. To maximize absorption, pair tofu with vitamin C-rich veggies. A quick sauté of broccoli, red bell pepper, and ginger not only wakes up flavor but nudges intestinal cells to pull in more mineral. If you've dismissed tofu as bland, remember it's a culinary chameleon. Press out the extra water. Marinate in a dash of tamari and smoked paprika, and roast until the edges brown. Suddenly you've got calcium-dense croutons that laugh in the face of boring salads. Next on deck is a seed so small it escapes between the tines of your fork. Yet inside each speck lies a mineral payload that would impress a multivitamin manufacturer. Chia seeds offer about 177 milligrams of calcium in 2 tablespoons. And while that number lands just shy of milk's headline figure, their overall package tips the scale higher. How? Bioavailability, the proportion your intestines actually absorb, appears to edge past that of dairy in several studies thanks to chia's soluble fiber and plant compounds that shield calcium from binding inhibitors. For seniors battling constipation, those same fibers form a gel-like matrix that keeps the digestive train on schedule. Stir the seeds into overnight oats or blend them into a cocoa banana smoothie. Your first hint that they're working their magic will be steadier digestion, but behind the scenes their calcium is traversing your bloodstream, strengthening trabecular bone where fractures most often begin. We can't leave leafy greens out of this conversation. Yet not all greens are created equal. Collard greens deserve the headline because one cooked cup supplies around 260 milligrams of calcium with minimal oxalate. the compound that handcuffs calcium in spinach and sends it out the back door unabsorbed. For seniors wary of kale's toughness or Swiss chard's earthy bite, collards bring a mellow flavor and a softer texture once simmered. To preserve calcium, cook them gently in a shallow pan with garlic, a squeeze of lemon, and just enough broth to steam. The vitamin K in those deep green leaves then partners with calcium to activate osteocalcin, the protein that cements minerals into bone lattice. Think of vitamin K as the construction foreman and calcium as the bricks. Without both, your skeletal renovation stalls. If you grew up associating collards with long, smoky stews, know that a quick 5-minute sauté keeps nutrients intact while delivering a dinner side that won't steam the wallpaper off your kitchen. Rounding out our list is a nutty, aromatic staple that often hides in plain sight inside seed buns and hummus sesame. 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, or their creamy alter ego, tahini, supply roughly 350 milligrams of calcium, vaulting them well past milk's total. What sets sesame apart is its generous share of magnesium and zinc, trace minerals that help weave calcium into a resilient matrix and keep hormones balanced. A crucial point for seniors whose estrogen or testosterone levels have dipped. Toast the seeds lightly to deactivate compounds that could slow absorption, then sprinkle over oatmeal or swirl tahini into a citrus dressing. Because sesame is energy-dense, a little goes a long way. That's good news for anyone juggling calorie limits while trying to maintain nutrient density. At this stage, you're probably marking a shopping list. But let's stitch these foods into everyday routines so the plan survives real life. Breakfast could star a chia peach parfait layered with unsweetened Greek yogurt or a non-dairy alternative if lactose bothers you. Lunch might feature a collard wrap rolled around lemon dill sardine salad. Mid-afternoon, a spoonful of tahini stirred into roasted red pepper soup turns a light bowl into a mineral powerhouse. Dinner ends strong with a stir-fry of calcium-set tofu, snap peas, and shiitake mushrooms over brown rice. Notice the pattern. Each meal carries its own calcium insurance. So even if one falls off the daily agenda, you still reach the recommended 1,200 milligrams most seniors need for bone maintenance. Of course, calcium doesn't work alone. It teams up with vitamin D, weight-bearing exercise, and adequate protein. A 20-minute morning walk with sleeves rolled up primes your skin to convert sunlight into vitamin D, while gentle resistance bands coax calcium into bones, the same way a gardener stakes a tomato vine so it grows thicker. Hydration matters too because minerals travel through blood, not through wishful thinking. Aim for enough water that your urine runs pale straw. Anything darker, and you're watering your bones with sludge. Some viewers ask whether supplements can bridge the gap. They can, but whole foods offer buffering minerals, phytonutrients and fats that tame the spike in blood calcium that pills sometimes create. Rapid surges can trigger vascular calcification in susceptible hearts, a risk no one wants to court. Food releases calcium slowly, in concert with cofactors. More like a drip irrigation system than a fire hose. If your doctor has prescribed calcium tablets because absorption is impaired or intake is chronically low, keep them in the regimen. But consider weaving in these foods to lower the supplemental dose over time. Another question I hear involves calcium blockers like oxalates and phytates. While it's true that some plant compounds bind minerals, cooking, soaking, and fermenting dismantle many of those barriers. The collards we mentioned already start low in oxalate. Chia's soluble fiber enhances rather than blocks absorption. Sesame's phytates drop after toasting. So rather than obsess over perfect conditions, focus on variety and consistency. A calcium-rich plate 3 times a day beats a once-weekly megadose by a landslide. Now, let's address the elephant in the refrigerator. You don't have to abandon milk entirely. If you love a splash in your coffee or the ritual of warm milk before bed, keep it. Nutrition isn't an all-or-nothing game. It's an orchestra, and milk can still play second violin. What we've done today is invite 5 new instruments to the stage so the music of your metabolism sounds fuller and your bones can dance a little longer. Before we wrap, a word about posture. Strong bones are fantastic, But if weak core muscles let shoulders slump and hips misalign, the skeleton you've fortified will still ache. Pair your calcium upgrade with 5 minutes of daily balance work. Heel to toe walking down the hallway. Single leg stands while brushing your teeth. Gentle yoga flows. These micro-sessions reinforce bone density gains by signaling to your brain that maintaining upright stability matters. Think of it as downloading the latest software update for your musculoskeletal system. If you've been taking notes, give yourself credit. Curiosity at any age is a longevity asset. If a relative asks why you're spreading sardines on toast or whisking tahini into vinaigrette, share what you learned. Teaching reinforces memory, and community habits stick better than solo missions. And if you want more deep-dive health tutorials geared toward seasoned adults who refuse to slide quietly into the rocking chair, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a chance to upgrade your daily routine one evidence-based tweak at a time. Until next episode, keep moving, keep savoring vibrant foods, and remember that stronger bones are built in the grocery aisle as much as in the gym.